Hi, so in addition to being a mom, I'm also a flight attendant, and I'm here waiting at 5 o'clock in the morning to see if I can get onto this Southwest flight to go to Los Angeles to go to work for the day. And it's not looking good, so I don't know what this day could hold, but this is kind of what I signed up for.
Stand by passenger, wondering the Southwest flight 4531 is going to leave at gate number B14 in this country. Gate number B14.
It's gonna be too late for my check-in. So, didn't get on the flight. I'm gonna have to make some different arrangements today. I'm going back home. So, what a bummer deal. I mean, it's like by the time I'm here, I really want to work, so and get that over with. 'Cause this just means I just have to do this another day later this month. So, kind of a buzzkill, but I am always happy that I get to go home to my kiddos and spend the morning with Alex and such. He'll go in a little later today. So since I didn't get on my flight, I thought I'd talk to you guys about bases and how that really works. When you go to training as a flight attendant, and really before you apply to any company, one thing you'll want to look at is where that company has bases. Like, for example, my company has bases in like 14 different places or more or less, and bases change depending on who and which company you work for. So once you've looked into where your company has bases, then you're going to want to look at what their main hubs are. They're called hubs. And you're going to want to look at their main hubs. And if you can, talk to somebody who actually works for them and find out like what's going on in the company at that certain time, because it always fluctuates. And so depending on what's going on with the company at that time, you may directly go to whatever base they need you at. It can be pretty scary. A lot of times they don't even tell you until you're done with your training, even your first flights, like your first training flights. So you can be in training. I remember I was waiting in training, and I'll never forget that moment when I got Salt Lake City, which was where I was living. So that was a great moment. But yeah, I was anticipating maybe being in Minneapolis or Chicago and then having to commute. And so why I wanted to talk about bases is because what you're going to need to consider is if you're either not based where you live right away and or you plan on commuting regardless, like I do, you live in a city where there's not a base, then you'll deal with what I'm dealing with this morning of, always watching flights, always kind of having that nervous anxiety that you might not get on the flight, which means you might not get to work, which means you have to, I just had to call into emergency and let them know that I didn't get on my flight. And I have so many times I can do that in a rolling year, but I always have to keep track of that. And where I hurt my back last week, I'm not in any bad way, but over a year's time you want to kind of not use all those up in 2 weeks in a row like I have. So, and then I'll have to cancel babysitters today, and just it creates a lot of hassle. So if you don't need to commute, I wouldn't. Life is sure a hell of a lot easier if you don't commute. But that being said, I've been commuting now for 6 years, and with pretty good success. I live in a place where it's fairly easy to get to a couple different bases, so I pick up trips in different places depending on what's needed for my company and kind of move around. But I probably spend 5 to 10 hours a month kind of moving around my schedule and watching things and calling lists and doing things like that. So that adds just to my job in general. But I don't want to make it sound like it's not possible, because obviously I make it work, but I also really love this job, and so that's why I make it work, is for the love of the job. But I also just want to let anybody who's watching know that I'm always happy to talk to you about regional versus mainline. I work for a regional company, and I can always advise anybody over what I think is going to work best for them. It's really depending on everybody's situation, but I'm always happy to help because I had some people help me and I like to pay it forward. And so, as always, leave any comments and questions in the down below and I'll try and get to those. I always respond to everybody, so if you have any questions, yeah, I'll get back to you for sure. And I hope your flight attendant career goes as well as mine has. I love my job and all good things have come from this. So I really believe if it's something you think you should do, you should definitely do it. There's nothing like it. So happy flying, and we'll see you next time. Always remember to subscribe. I know with French Chef's Family, that's our family channel, but I do have a flight attendant vlogs list, and we fly a lot, so it's kind of fun to see that side of it, how family travel works and how the benefits work and how it can really benefit everyone in your family as well. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye. What a beautiful, isn't it? Okay, little pretenders, à table, à table.
Even my sister. It's breakfast time. Our mom has made us a wonderful breakfast. We're gonna go eat breakfast.
C'est bon, Tia?
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome. Bon
Daddy,
Alors, tu manges pas toujours?
Non, toujours pas, non.
Tu manges toujours pas?
Toujours pas.
Tale of Tom Kitten. So yeah, when I went to the airport this morning, they didn't have any seats for me. So I didn't get to go to work, but that means I get to be with you. I get to be with you guys. You three. We're gonna have a good day. But the babysitters are still gonna come because Mama's gonna go later to meet with a friend.
Who?
I'm gonna go to dinner. Her name is Karen.
Karen?
It's a pretty name, huh?
Mom.
She's visiting. Then she combed their tails and whiskers. This was Tom. This is Tom Kitten. Tom was very naughty and he scratched.
That's a lot.
It was great.
Okay.
Me
Papa?
too.
Il fait papa aussi?
Okay.
Hey. Hey, lovers. Blustery day here. Table. Woo! What's your favorite part of Moana?
My favorite thing is saying you're welcome.
You're welcome. So Louie has been so I had to stop breastfeeding because of my back accident, and so then we wanted to just move Louie to vitamin D milk, which our pediatrician said was fine, but he's not having that. He wants formula and he wants it in the bottle, and so we're kind of like having an issue with that. And then what happened, how I solved the problem is what I've been doing is I've been pumping once a day and then using that to like mix with the regular milk, and it seems to be working. Like I've been just adding more and more regular milk, and then I'll just kind of phase both of those out, and then he gets kind of the best of both worlds, and we're just putting in the sippy cup. And so we like these ones, the Nuke ones. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing, and it's been working. So it's kind of a little fun problem-solving Mother Day thing. Bye, guys. Bye, kiddos. So I'm just here with my friend having a little dinner, and it's been super fun to connect, and then I'm gonna head home to the kids. All in all, kind of a random day, but good day, different day. So no complaints. See you tomorrow.